Thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring Chantecaille. If you saw my previous video, I talked about how to navigate the Chantecaille sale because starting today, you have early access to the sale, 25% off with the code GRACE25. So use the code GRACE25 and you'll get 25% off site-wide. Again, this is early access before they open this up to the public. So make sure to shop early in case you wanted something, because sometimes things tend to go out of stock, especially the more popular items. But I thought I'd show you several different items. So you're gonna see a lot of comparisons between products, like complexion products, also comparisons between shades of the same product, like the blushes. I have 3 different blushes on. I've got 3 different powders. I've got various foundation products on my face just so you can see them all in action. So again, GRACE25 for early access to the sale. Let's go ahead and get started. I've completed my skincare and actually started off with a mask, the Bio Lifting Plus mask. Then I went in with the Bio Lifting Serum Plus. I'll typically follow up with the Bio Lifting Cream Plus, but I actually just emptied that one, so that's how much I actually reach empties on products are my Chantecaille products. So I went in with this one, which is a 24 karat gold firming moisturizer. Really lovely product. It leaves a lovely glow to the skin, a very, very minimal glow, but just a little hint of a glow. So if you don't want to wear any makeup, you can put that on. Any of their skincare really is beautiful. I need to pick up the Rose de Mai, this one, for the eyes because I ran out because I use this in the morning. So I went in with this, which is also nice for morning, but typically I will use this more in the evening. I use the Gold Energizing Eye Serum. And then I went in with one of their newer products. This is the Bio Lifting Eye Cream. So I've got that on as well. I'm gonna go in with this SPF product. I had questions about what is my favorite SPF to put on under makeup, and it's this right here. So this is I'm gonna say a makeup skincare hybrid because it serves as a primer. And this one does not interfere with the appearance of makeup or the performance. No white cast here. And it serves as a really nice primer, just smoothing out the surface. Let's go in with the Future Skin. I have so many different shades here, but let's go in with this. This one's in cream. I'm just gonna use my clean hands here just to show you how easily you can apply this without a brush as well. Now this shade is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it does a nice job of brightening, and you'll see it just melds into the skin. I'm also going to use this all the way under my eye as a bit of a concealer. This has one of the most natural finishes where you can't see makeup on the skin. Really beautiful finish, especially for up close, very detailed kind of makeup, because you can't see that you are wearing makeup on the skin. You see the result of the product. So I'm going to show you just here. I'm going to add a little bit more just to build this up. It's a little more of a concealer. So right there, you can see the difference because I did not build it up on this side yet. So that way you can keep the consistency the same. And that's really nice for in-person makeup. That way it looks like you're not really wearing much makeup at all. You can stop right here, or if you want more perfecting, I love this cushion foundation. This is the only foundation I have that I can think of that I wouldn't actually set with powder if I didn't need to. All the other foundations I have, typically I would need to follow up with some kind of powder. Of course we will powder because I love Chantecaille powders, but this one, I'm just gonna use again, my clean hands here. You can see how lovely that is for these dark spots especially. This foundation sets itself. It has the most beautiful coverage, the most full coverage of the products that I have of Chantecaille. And this provides me with the most coverage, especially targeted like this. And I mentioned it before, not all of the foundation shades I have in the cushion will allow me to build this up without looking a little bit off. Just going in the areas where I'd normally conceal. I wouldn't put this under my eyes though. Also, if you get this cushion, make sure to remember to flip this sponge over because there's a lot of product hiding under there sometimes. And I've had questions about what's the most perfecting kind of product I use to make my skin look flawless, and this is that product. This is the one that I pull for if I want to look like I have a flawless base. Haven't used any concealer yet. I'm gonna go in though with a little bit of this Camouflage Stylo. So these products that I'm showing you are some of my most, this is a new one, most frequently repurchased products. And then I'm just gonna take this and go in the darkest areas right here. just like that. So let me show you. So there's the difference. Going with the eye base here in medium, just even out that eyelid there. Just providing an even base, just even out the color here. Important tip here, if you get this, make sure to put the lid back on, because if not, it's gonna dry out, so just make sure that lid goes on there. I've also got the lip potion here, lovely product, so it looks like this. Just moisturize here before I keep going. Love the Buff and Blur brush, and you know I love the powder. So we've got here the Perfect Blur powder, probably one of my most holy grail products. I don't know what I would do if they discontinued this product, because this does a beautiful job of blurring the appearance of discoloration as well as blurring the appearance of the texture of the skin. And I think the side by side really shows that off very well. This has powder, this does not have powder. Let's use their brow definer, and this one is in Oak Brown. I have two of their brow gels. One has a color to it in dark, so let's do that one on this side and you can see the difference. Also, they make a clear version, which actually is one of my stepdaughter's favorites. She loves the clear version. So clear versus dark. They have a really natural kind of hold. I forgot to show you, I meant to put this under the eye before I went in with concealer. So let's just do that now. Go over it so you can see at least the effect. So this is the Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint. And what this does, it does a really nice job of adding a little bit of glow, a little bit of brightening. So let me put it over here because I didn't powder. I don't actually powder under my eyes. So that is one thing I don't do. So we can put it right over. So I can also refresh with this if I want to just refresh the under eye area. One side with and without. You can see actually on my hand here, do you see how it just kind of gently reflects the light? Really gently. Let's go ahead with cream again. This one right here, it's the Face Tint, which is a great foundation shade for me in the summer. Yeah, if you are a little bit more tan than me, this is a really great foundation product because it does a nice job of almost creating a filter effect on the face. It's really pretty. You can also do this. You can get another shade of the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel. Carob. This other one is Banana. If I mix these two, I'm gonna get more of a golden tone. Now let's go in with the eye. So let's take one of their easiest to use products here for the eye, which is their Luminescent eye shade. I've been asked what's my favorite luminescent eye shade, and it's Elephant. And Elephant is one of them that has more even shimmer. There is some intermittent in there, but overall the way that the particles are dispersed is a little bit more even than other shades I've tried. This is my comfort level when it comes to shimmer. This gives the appearance like I've spent a lot of time on my eyes when really it's just one sweep. Oh, this is the Shade and Sweep brush. We could go in with Cheetah or Lion. I'm going to choose Cheetah right now. Oh yeah, beautiful. Brings a little bit of dimension. I'm going to use this because it's one of the loveliest black eyeliners that I've tried. It gives you enough time to make this into a winged liner if you want to do that, or just wing it out slightly like a little bat wing, because it doesn't dry down quickly, but then it really does a nice job of staying in place. So I'm going to go in just close to the lash line with this, and you can see how lovely and soft that is, but it's got a nice intensity to it. Pull that color. I'm just able to use the brush, you can see here, to really get that where I want it to go. It is one of the quickest ways for me to get this eyeliner in place without it becoming bigger than it needs to be, because if you've done winged eyeliner, you know what happens, that if it's not right, you just keep adding to it and all of a sudden it's like a lot more than you intended. So there's a lot more control here. And then what's nice is that it tapers off, so it's not as intense out here versus closer to the lash line. So I think you can see the reason why I like this black kajal. Okay, I'm gonna take this brush. This is the Precision Blend brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit more of Elephant here. I'm going to just build that up right close to that wing so that it's not as much of a contrast. Just blend it in just a little bit. Faux Longest Lash Mascara. I get length and volume really quickly with this without clumping, without flaking. It's also one of my most frequently purchased items. So that's one coat right there. Add a little bit more. Now I'm going to take a bit of bronzer in Serena and take another Buff and Blur brush. Yes, if you want to powder on top of that face tint or the Future Skin in that deeper shade. So I think I mentioned this is the only brush I'll take with me sometimes when I travel because it's so versatile for my face products and powder products, that is. So let's apply blush with this. I'm going to take this one in Horse or Joy. And we're just gonna add, so pretty. Let me just take a little bit extra off there just in case. We're gonna do a little pop of color right here. We're gonna take a bit of Sea Turtle. This is my favorite one. We're going to go ahead and just build around that. So that's not the only color you see, but it kind of just blends it in nicely. I'm gonna go in with Butterfly, just so you could see that one as well. It's really light looking, but you can see what it looks like on the cheek. Once I'm done with my blushes, I'll go in with the Perfect Blur powder again. I like to just soften. This is the buffing part right here. I'll kind of stamp and then I'll buff. Let's go in with a little bit of this. I just want to show you if you want a very subtle highlighter, you can go in with this product. And I know this is a more involved look. I just wanted a chance to show you some of the products in action if you were curious and give you a bit of information on the differences between some of the items. This is for my non-highlighter fans who just want a little bit of glow and do not want to emphasize texture. This takes any of that powderiness down too, in case you've added a lot of powder to your cheeks and you want a more natural glow right here. Let's go now though with a couple of the blur powders. So I had questions about the Lotus blur powder and then this one, the Radiant Glow blur powder. And I think that in and of itself gives you a really good idea of the difference because this says Perfect Blur Glow Powder and this says Radiant Glow blur powder. So this is the Lotus powder. Then we've got the Radiant Glow blur powder. Hopefully that's a good comparison for you. This is a much softer glow and it is more blurring on the skin versus this one, which is more radiant and doesn't have as much of a blurring effect. So that is the difference between those two. Let's go in with a highlighter now. And we've got the Precious Gold Illuminating Powder. This Rephr brush that I have here. So let's go in with that. A little bit less dense of a brush here. So there's that glow. Wow, you can really see it there. Go down the bridge of the nose. A couple of touches here by Victoria Beckham. I've got Trench here for right under the lash line, just to brighten. And then let's go in with a bit of Victoria Beckham in Marble. Okay, so I have many lip options here for you. Chantecaille makes my favorite lip liner. I have two, maybe more of these in Natural. I think this one is one of the more universal products because you can use this with any lip product you have, from a gloss. I could put a gloss on top. Actually, let's do that really fast. I like to do this first with more sheer lip products because I have like a natural lip liner and I personally like to neutralize that. So I kind of use lip liner in a way that maybe other people don't use it. But I'm gonna go in with the gloss. This one is the holiday one here in Blythe. And then put this on. You can get that sheer lip, but also just have really evened out tone. So I love using their lip liner, especially with their lip glosses. Of course, there's also the Lip Chic, not as sheer as a lip gloss, but also not as opaque as the Lip Veil. This is one of my favorite shades, Bourbon Rose. Very hydrating formula, adds a really nice bit of color. This is one of the products I would take with me to dinner because I can apply it throughout the dinner or after dinner without having to take a mirror out, because it's not so opaque that if I mistakenly go outside of the lines, it's really obvious. I can just apply it kind of like a lip balm. Finally, we've got the lip veils. These are only some of the lip veils that I've had. I think it'd be nice to see the opacity of these. I can't find my favorite one, which is Rock Rose, and I know some of you have purchased that because I've shown on here. It's a really pretty bolder lip. If I can find it, I'll insert a swatch here, but if not, I'll try and find a video that shows it because it's really beautiful, and I'm sad I can't find it. I looked all over, I can't find it, but I'm gonna try this one on. This is Baobab. Another really pretty color. I removed just a little bit of the Baobab and then put on Bourbon Rose. I'm going to show you why I love this so much, because it is such a hero product in that it does so many things and saves the day in so many ways. So I'm going to just take this. So if you go a little overboard on the glow, you can always go in with the Perfect Blur powder because it will do a nice job of blurring. And if you do want to take like a powderiness away from your makeup, you can always go in with this Rose de May Pure Rose Water. I'm just gonna mist it just really gently. So if you want to bring back just a little bit of that natural glow to the texture, you can do that. Finally gonna go in with the Darby Rose. It's one of my favorite fragrances, which is really interesting because I don't love rose fragrances. This is the only one I will wear that has a rose fragrance to it because it smells like the rose from a garden. And if you're not a floral fan, like actually I'm not typically a floral fan, this one is beautiful. This is Vetiver. This one has a really clean smell. It's got juniper and cypress as the top notes, and it also has sandalwood. So if you like that woodsy kind of green scent, it's beautiful. Actually, these are nice together. This paired with a little bit of floral if you like the Darby Rose, or you can wear this just on its own. But you really can't go wrong with any of their fragrances. That's it for the final look. Please let me know any tips or tricks that you have around any of these products. I'd love to learn how you use them. Please leave that in the comments section below. And make sure to use GRACE25 for 25% off site-wide. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.